Welcome back to TCMN. What am I, a gangster? Welcome back to TCMN Outdoors. Today I'm going to talk about how do you get into kayak fishing tournaments, and it turns out it's not that hard. Stay tuned. Alright, so welcome back to my channel. Today, as promised, we're going to talk about how to get into kayak bass fishing tournaments. It's something that it's actually not that hard. It's just something you got to kind of know where to look. So here I am to tell you where to look. The easiest way that I found is, number one, you can join your local bass fishing clubs. Kayak Bass Fishing Clubs is going to be easiest. A quick Facebook search or Google search will help you find that. The second one's going to be going to tourneyx.com. I'll post a link or show a link here. It's really simple. Go there, sign up. You can create a profile if you want, and then start searching for tournaments that are in your area. There's going to be a mix of, online and live events, but make sure you check. And usually it's about $20-30, and you can do that fairly simple. So tourneyx.com, that's a great resource. And also, the big one that's going to be nationwide is called KBF, or Kayak Bass Fishing. Definitely check that out. The things that Chad Hoover is doing is absolutely spectacular. So, and that is also run on the TourneyX platform. So definitely check that out. And with that, most of the tournaments are called a CPR tournament, or CPR format, which means catch, photo, release. And that's something where, you grab the board, take a picture of it, upload it to whatever app or website or email address that's associated with that tournament, and then it's scored that way. And the biggest thing that's different between the regular bass tournaments and a kayak bass fishing tournament is going to be that everything's judged off of length. So that's why we need the measuring boards, because then you take a picture of how long that fish is, adds up your length for you, and then whoever has the longest bag wins. So definitely keep that in mind. So really, the number one thing is going to be getting a measuring board. You can pick them up for about $15-16 pretty much anywhere at you buy your fishing supplies usually. This one here, got it from ack.com, 30 inches. This one I had to take a marker and kind of make the lines a little darker just to make it easier to judge. But with this is how they measure, keep it standard and measure fish for the CPR tournaments. So definitely check the rules and regs to make sure what kind of board. This would be considered a hog trough type board. I know a different one would be like a catch board. They're fairly similar. A little, there's their differences, but just double check the regs to make sure that you're using an approved board. Also with that, when you do use one of these, and I'll post pictures throughout the video here, but you want to have the fish's mouth towards the touching this. So some guys will put a sticker here. You can see I drew the line so you can tell where that is. And also, you want to make sure on most of the tournaments nowadays, you need to have the mouth closed. You can't have your hand over the gill plate. So you want to read up on that, make sure you're following those rules. I know last summer was my first year, and I got docked a couple inches now and again just for not reading the rules and having the mouth open and stuff like that. So definitely pay attention to that. Lastly, I don't have it with me right now, but you will get some kind of an identifier code. You can write it on your hand, when you're holding the fish. Also, you can get, the easiest one that I found was went on Amazon to find an employee badge holder that goes on your shoulder. And actually, that will fit right over here. And then, you put your card in there that has your identifier numbers on there. Usually tournaments, they'll have their own card and or identifier. So that just makes sure when you take a picture and you upload it, it tags that number to that tournament to make sure there's no cheating or foul play going on. So, but that's kind of a little bit more in depth on the board. I'm not gonna lie to you, you will lose some fish, so make sure you're quick with that picture. I mean, I know some guys, if you have room in your kayak to put it on the floor, I would do that. Or else I've seen some guys that hold, kind of sit on their net off to the side, because the fish, it's the craziest thing, but they will always jump to the left every time it's happened. So, but you want to make sure you get up there, get everything right, take picture, put your photo or put your phone on burst mode and just take like 5 of them, because things can go down fast. And I know last year I had a 20-incher jump off, and I got like one blurred picture. Obviously I submitted it, it got denied. So you definitely, take your time with that, and just know that things are going to get hectic when you start trying to measure a fish that does all he wants to do is go back in the water. So, and now the next thing that you'll need, that's going to be probably the most important, besides the kayak and fishing poles. Next, you can get by a couple of times, but you're going to need to start looking into electronics. So what I used last year, I should say, is going to be the Lowrance Hook 2 Bullet. This is a great entry-level starter sonar unit. If you're not, if you're looking to kind of save some money and get a decent unit, that's going to be the one, I believe. And I'll post a link. I think you can get it for like $120 on Amazon. And it doesn't have mapping. It does have GPS, so you can mark waypoints, but for the money, it works out great. I was able to read bottom structure, pick out fish. So if it is something you're looking to get by on a minimalist budget like I was, that's going to be great. Or else nowadays, I think you can pick up a decent sonar unit with mapping and down scan for, I want to say $300, but definitely budget, it works out great. So, and with that, I just got it tied up to a 10 amp hour battery. Lasts me all day, usually a couple of days. So, but with that, if you really get into the tournament side of it, you're going to end up fishing bodies of water that you've never fished before, and having some kind of electronics is going to pay itself off huge. Just being able to mark waypoints and see what's on the bottom. So definitely keep that in mind as well. But realistically, this is going to be a short video this week. Because getting into tournaments is so easy. Like I said, go sign up for Tourney X and get yourself a board. It's like $16. And if you're on a tight budget, get that Lowrance head unit for $100, or find one that fits your needs and budget and get that. Those are going to be your three steps to get out on the water. From there, it's just doing them, finding the fish, getting them on the board, and climbing up the ladder. So, but with that, that's my brief overview on how to get into tournaments. Like I said, it's really easy. Step 1, sign up for Tourney X. Step 2, get yourself a board. And step 3, depending on your budget, get yourself a decent head unit, sonar, so that you can find them. And as always, you got to have your phone with you, and then you got to be fishing from a kayak, but that goes without saying. So It's been extremely cold here lately. I do apologize for the video content. I'm trying to do what I can indoors with what I have without having to go outside because, like I said, today is not too bad. I think it's like 7 degrees. Tonight's supposed to get down to like -30, and it's supposed to be nasty the rest of the week. So the weather will break sooner or later. We'll get back out on the ice. We'll try my hand at that one more time, but thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. Just kind of going through the things that I had to learn along the way when I got into tournament fishing from the kayak last year. So hopefully this helps you guys out and gets you on the water quicker. So with that, thanks for watching. We will do something next week. Not sure what it is, but we'll be here. Thank you.